Hi guys, so many of you really want to grow your money, and most of you email or even DM me on Instagram to ask me how can I grow my money, where can I invest my money. Many people who are in this category of wanting to know about the investment opportunities there is in Kenya and even in the world are people who probably really don't know or don't have the knowledge of the investment opportunities that we can be able to invest in, or rather others feel that their money is very little to be able to invest and they don't know where they can take that amount of money. So what do I call little money? This is not my definition of little money. It's just that many of you call me and ask, where can I invest 5,000? Where can I invest 10,000? If you are in such a category, you're in the right place. Today, we are going to talk about investment opportunities that you can invest with your 5,000 or your 10,000 Kenya shillings or even your 20,000. You never know, even your 100,000 Kenya shillings. So these are the investment opportunities that you can invest in. One thing to note, that there is no little money. That money that you have, start now. Start investing now. So let's get into the video. Now, in the previous video that I have put out, I have talked about investment tips that we should consider before starting investing, and it's my assumption that we are in that place, that we have already put in place the investment tips that I talked about, so that we can be able to start our investment journey on a very good note. If you have not watched that video, I will be leaving a link down below so that we can watch it. It's just a video before this one, so you can take time and look at that video. So one of the options that we can invest our money is cash and cash equivalents. We classify, so just a note to understand is that in the personal finance world, we have divided, or it has been categorized, places where we can invest our money as asset classes. This is just a name so that we can categorize them, and they have been categorized in terms of their risk levels. So the higher the risk is where the top the high investments lies, and the lower the risk are the ones that I'm going to start with. So the first one is cash and cash equivalents. And what do I mean by cash and cash equivalents? These are asset classes that are very, very liquid, which means you can have them in cash form or even cash equivalents, something that you can quickly turn into cash. So they are very liquid. One of them is money market funds, another one is SACCOs, and even money that we put in high savings account in our bank accounts, we can call them cash and cash equivalents. So the first place I would invest my 5,000 or 10,000 Kenya shillings is in this category, and most likely I would prefer a money market fund. A money market fund does two main things. It preserves our capital from inflation, and also is liquid as a checking account. A checking account is the account that you go with your ATM and you are able, with your debit card, and you are able to withdraw money. So a money market fund is a very good place that you can start investing in. With 5,000 and 10,000, you can be able to get any money market fund. We have various money market fund now in Kenya, and more than ever, it is so famous. You can look at CIC, you can look at Sanlam, you can look at Zimele. You are able to even invest with 100 Kenya shillings. The good thing about money market funds is that it accumulates interest daily. So your interest accumulates interest, and therefore it works around with the principle of compound interest. At the end of the day, your money is preserved capital preservation. What I mean by capital preservation is the amount that you put can beat inflation. Currently, as at February, the inflation rate in Kenya had gone over 5%. So what you need is looking at an asset class that gives you a rate that is higher than 5% to be able to beat inflation, and that therefore preserves your purchasing power. So the first place I would invest my 5,000 to 10,000 Kenya shillings would be a cash and cash equivalent asset class. Then we go to number 2. Number 2 is a fixed income investment. A fixed income investment is such as a treasury bill and a treasury bond, commercial papers, corporate bonds. These are basically debt. They are debt instruments where the government, mostly the government, gives you a chance to lend them money. And when you lend them money, where it's called a fixed income, is because they have fixed rate and fixed dividends. The good thing about the government bonds is that you cannot lose your money. It is guaranteed that you'll get your money, because government collects taxes each and every day to be able to run its affairs, and therefore there is no way you can lose your hard-earned money. So in this place, 5,000 to 10,000 Kenya shillings might not enable you to trade with the bonds that are advertised at the CBK website, because the minimum amount that they need is 50,000. So from 50,000, if you have 50,000 and above, you can be able to trade at the primary market. But if you have less, now those of us that are in the category of 5,000 to 10,000, you can invest in the secondary market. And where can you get this? You can get this with your asset management companies. Asset management companies are mostly investment companies or insurance companies that have a bond fund, such a bond fund. Where you buy your market fund, you can also find a bond fund where you can be able to invest with 5,000, 10,000. What happens is that they pull funds together, and when they pull funds together from various investors, they are able to invest in a particular bond, so that each investor can be able to enjoy the benefits of a bond regardless of the amount. So this is a good place that you can look into and invest in it. Another investment class that I will invest is invest in myself. I would invest, if I have 5,000 to 10,000 Kenya shillings, I would invest in myself. I know this is a cliche word, maybe you have heard it more than 5 times, but I want to emphasize that there is no great investment than investing in yourself. Take time and invest in yourself. How? By buying books that build you up, that bring productivity out of you and can produce returns in turn. You can also pay a course for yourself. Right now there are so many online courses that you can use to build either your career, to build either your business by educating yourself. So investing in yourself is very, very important. There are so many benefits that you reap from education, that you reap from investing in yourself, or from taking care of yourself. Investing in yourself is basically thinking about you and growing you. So take time and invest in yourself. Another investment asset class that I would think about would be investing in real estate. Yes, maybe 5,000, 10,000 cannot get you a property. Real estate is by buying property, or by buying land and coming up with developing it, and so that it can bring returns to you. So you can also have we call them REITs, real estate investment trust fund. So you can look into companies that invest in real estate, and then choose to invest with them with as low with the money you have, probably 5,000, 10,000, and get yourself rates, and you can be able to be a shareholder or a part own shares in a property company. So that's how you can invest in real estate. Another way is by investing in a business, a small business. So you can take your 10,000 Kenya shillings and start a business where you get capital gains. Yeah, you get capital gains, which means, for example, you buy a shoe from Gikomba, which goes for 150 Kenya shillings, and you sell it at 350 Kenya shillings. So the difference is what we call capital gains, 200 Kenya shillings. You have earned 200 Kenya shillings on top of the 150 Kenya shillings, and then reinvest that amount. Therefore, that means you have been able to grow your money, and which is the fundamental thing that investments should do. So that's another thing. And last and not least is investing in stocks. Yes, I know this is the common one. When you hear about investment, you think about stocks. Yes, investing in stocks is common and popular, and people have become rich and have grown their wealth through investing in stocks. So investing in stocks, you just need to have a CDS account. You can buy stocks with your 5,000 Kenya shillings. The minimum amount of shares that you need to have or to hold as per the NSE is 100 Kenya is 100 shares. So you need to check which kind of investment stocks you want, and what are stocks or equities. They also call it equities or shares. It's just a portion of a company. For example, if you buy 100 shares of Safaricom, you own 100 shares. You are part of owning the company Safaricom. Another way to invest in shares is, for example, if your chama get registered as a limited company and you have invested with them the contribution that you do in chama, therefore you are a shareholder with the chama. So stocks is a good way. And one thing about stocks is you need patience to be able to grow your stocks, and you need to diversify to have a portfolio. Don't just invest in an individual stock. Grow your portfolio by diversifying. What I mean by diversifying, you can buy 100 shares of Equity Bank, you can buy 100 shares of Safaricom, you can buy another 100 shares of Kengen. What means what that does to your portfolio is it spreads out your risk. So the risk is spread out. In case you lose the stocks for one company goes down, the others can appreciate, and therefore your risk goes down in terms of how the amount of money you can lose and the amount of money you can gain. You might be asking, how do I earn from stocks? One is capital gains again, and then number two is dividend growth. So dividend income. So dividend income is simply if you buy shares from Safaricom and it gains profits, you are entitled to the profits of the company. So they will share out those profits to their shareholders according to the company policy. If it's not according to the company, if the company you have bought shares do not share out dividends, then you cannot enjoy dividend income. But if the company that you have bought shares has a company policy of sharing out its dividends, so when it gets profits, you will get your dividends as per the number of shares you hold in that company. And capital gain is where your shares appreciate in value or in price. So if you bought it at 30, if you bought at one share at 30 Kenya shillings, and then it goes to 45 Kenya shillings, then you have earned 15 Kenya shillings in one share. So if you have 100, therefore you earn 1500. So the more the shares, the more the amount of money, or rather the more the amount of income you will enjoy. I hope this video has been helpful, and I know there are some other ways you can invest your money, so comment down below and tell me which other ways that you can grow your money or invest your money. Again, you can also comment down below and tell me which one do you have you tried before, or which one do you prefer from these options that I've given. So thank you for listening to me and for being here. Don't forget to like this video, don't forget to share this video, and don't forget to subscribe. And last and not least, don't forget to put on your notification bell so that you can be told when I upload this video. Till next time, thank you. Bye.